Hey guys, John here from Plus One Daily, and hope you had a fantastic weekend. If you're watching this, I'm actually recording this on Monday, so hopefully you guys had a good weekend. If not, hope you have a great week. So I'm going to dive into a topic that's actually about 20 years in the making. Crazy, right? We're going to do story time. And that's kind of the way I feel is the best way to do videos and to teach and to train is to actually put it into real life stories. Actual events that took place. And I can't talk about anybody else's life but my own. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about. Kind of a little bit of how I came to be in this industry. Now, that being said, I'm definitely not what you would call a guru or anything like that. I'm just a guy who loves what I do for a living and is extremely blessed to do it. So, going back in time, punching monkey banners. Anybody remember those? Remember the banners back in the day where you'd punch the monkey and you'd like win a prize? Anyways, we're going back around those times. I actually discovered I was actually doing some work. I was in the music industry actually back in the late 90s, and I was researching how to promote my artists because I was actually an artist manager. I was looking at ways to promote them online because the internet was newish. It was kind of the sexy place to be. Everything was kind of brand new. It was the Wild West. So I'm poking around and I literally found a banner, one of those banners that said "Make money online." And you got to remember this is in 1998-ish. It's about 1998, and I make money online. What are you talking about? And it actually showed me the way on how I could make some money by basically using my computer. And back then, this was revolutionary. Like back then, like right now, you hear that and you're just like, whatever, scam scheme. But back then, this was brand new. You can make money using your computer. And I busted my butt and I tried different things and I got my first commission check and it was like $20 or $30 or something like that, and I held it up. I was like, oh man, and no one would cash the thing, which was funny because it came from a .com, and back then no one trusted .coms, so it was really hard to get paid. But I eventually got this paycheck, and I stumbled along, and the story goes, I was poking around in this, poking around in that, until around 2001-ish when I came across a specific niche that I had a big passion for. And I met a few guys, and actually Rich Taylor is one of the contributors here at Plus One Daily. He was one of the first guys that I met online who kind of took me aside and said, dude, listen, what you need to do is you need to focus on one thing. You're starting to be a jack of all trades, a master of none. You need to focus your energy and effort on one thing and be the best you can at that one thing. And I took that advice to heart. And then, so this is 2001. I'm stumbling. And then poof, around 2003, I developed my first blog. I started blogging, getting into the habit of weekly blogging, doing posts. People are joining my list. I'm focusing my energy on one thing. I wasn't trying to be the master of SEO. I wasn't trying to be the master of whatever niche was hot back then. I was focused on the thing I loved, the thing I had passion for, and I've done that each and every day since 2001. 2001 was 16 years ago when I'm doing this video. So I'm doing this video in 2017, but that was a long time ago, right? Now, we're going to put this into kind of why I'm talking about this. This is about being an expert and being an authority figure, and you're going to see these. I got like a little basic graphic behind me of a funnel, and then behind there you're going to see content, expert, authority. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today because this is huge. One of the lessons, I think Malcolm Gladwell's book, I think it was Outliers. I'm pretty sure it was Outliers. If it wasn't Outliers, it was Blink. It was one of those books. But he said that to become an expert and an authority, a master of something, you need to spend 10,000 hours of practice to perfect your craft. Now, if you do the math, 10,000 hours, I think it works out to about 7 years, 5 or 7 years, 5 to 7 years. I'm not exactly sure. If you're doing 40 hours a week for 5 days a week, it turns out to about 5 to 7 years, give or take. I'm not totally sure on the math on that. It's just off the top of my mind what I remember. But point being, it was 10,000 hours to become really good at something. Now, you put this, I transplant that example and put it into my life, and around 2001, I start focusing on doing good stuff. Around 2008, I'm crushing it. I'm doing really, really good. While, the stock market was going crazy in 2008, the big dip happened, I'm sitting there crushing it, doing really, really good. So why is that? Because I believe that I focused. I stopped trying to be a jack of all trades, and I focused my energy on, there was a few things you need. First, you needed to love what it was. You couldn't focus on something you hated because you wouldn't have the passion and the energy to go and do it each and every day. But I focused on something I loved, and everything else I ignored. When everybody was telling me that the industry that I was in was dying and it was dead and I shouldn't focus on it, I kept focusing. When people were saying, you got to get into SEO, you got to do this, you got to do that, I ignored it. I paid attention to what I loved. I paid attention to my craft, and I spent those 10,000 hours. I spent those 10,000 hours, and because of that, in 2007, I even published a book about the topic. This is what happens when you laser target your focus. You focus your energy on one thing and one thing only to become the best you can at it. You'll be writing books. You'll be looked at as an authority figure. Because here's the nugget. Here's the huge. This is the big takeaway from this. People aren't going to just join something because you're an affiliate of it. They're not going to just take your recommendation because you're in front of them. That helps. But what are they going to... They're going to seek out someone who's an authority figure. They're going to seek out someone who's an expert in the topic they're interested in. So, the topic, the opportunity. So, your goal, your purpose for being a strategic affiliate marketer is to become an expert or an authority figure in one thing and one thing only. One thing and one thing only. And strive to become the best you can at that one thing and one thing only. That doesn't mean you need to, not put your hands in other things, as my bird's squawking. Thank you, Mookie, for squawking. That doesn't mean you don't have to put your hands in other things and try other stuff. But your main goal, your focus, your 110,000% focus goes on that one thing. That one thing that you want to be known as an authority figure. That one thing that you want to be an expert in. You do that consistently over time, you're going to get massive results. You're going to get people looking to you for advice. They're going to actually... And this is the funny thing, is that's when sales really start to happen. The best thing about this is that, everybody's like, oh, I hate sales. I don't want to sell to people. You don't have to. When you become an authority and an expert, people actually seek you out. That's the huge nugget. So, will it take 7 years? Maybe not, because, there's a lot of people out there that can help you lower the time. But the important point is that you spend the time, the energy, the effort to become great at one thing and one thing only, and focus on it as the bird is focusing on squawking. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, even with the bird squawking. Have a great day, and I will see you guys online. Toodles!